The N1 leading to the Beitbridge Border post just outside Musina in Limpopo is seeing growing numbers in traffic as holiday makers and Zimbabwean citizens head home. Every year around this time, traffic officials and police, they tighten the inspection processes of vehicles passing through the small town of Musina. This year, however, measures are more stringent with COVID-19 checks added to the list. Our reporter Hitekani Magwedze is in Musina. Hitekani, very good morning to you. So how is the recent COVID-19 restrictions? Talk to us about the added checks that have now been implemented or put in place in order to make sure that every passing vehicle there goes through the necessary checks.
Actually, we are just after Musina, about 10 kilometers from the Beitbridge Border. That's where this roadblock that you see behind me is located. It's a multidisciplinary roadblock, including police, soldiers you can see there, and traffic department officials. And what they're doing is ensuring that firstly, the vehicles that pass here pass the roadworthy test, and the drivers have the necessary documents to be on the road, and that nothing illegal is on the carriages that most of these vehicles have. But to answer your question, you'd understand that the curfew, as announced by the president, runs from around 11 p.m. to about 4 a.m. That now means that because on normal days, vehicles continuously pass here and go to the border, that does not happen between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. That's when the roadblock comes to effect in terms of stopping vehicles along this road from passing through. Now, you would have from around 11 p.m. to about 3 a.m. a long queue of vehicles waiting to pass through into Zimbabwe, because people try and travel at odd hours to try and cut traffic and ensure that they get to where they're going without spending too much time on the road. However, this year, although the numbers seem to be a lot more in terms of traffic, there's a space in which the curfew comes into effect, and they are not allowed to continue into the Beitbridge Border as they would be on other normal days. The other thing is that the traffic officials and the police and the soldiers check for those permits, not permits rather, the negative COVID-19 test results that everyone who is going to be passing through into Zimbabwe or coming back into South Africa is required to have. They're very stringent, as far as I understand, in checking those papers, and they are doing so as we speak right now, Chloe.
Those very papers you speak about, Hitekani, at some point I got wind that they were a reason of, or they were the cause of frustration, particularly for Zimbabwean nationals who say that they have to go and get these, and it's money that is involved for them to get these documents. But by the time they get to the border, those very documents have expired for some, and it requires for them to go back and do the exact same examination so that they can get this documentation. In fact, the allegations were that the Zimbabwean government is trying to make money out of the citizens who are in South Africa trying to go back to their home country.
Certainly, that's a very important factor, and the traffic aspect of those COVID-19 tests has a lot to do with what you're talking about, because they end up spending so much time on the road that when they get to where they're going, or when they get into Zimbabwe, they have a lot more time to spend with their loved ones, because they would have spent all that time on the road in traffic. Well, we'll take you to the Beitbridge Border post, where it's chock-a-block, it's jam-packed. These trucks that you see passing here are apparently closing about 4 lanes, 2 going towards the border post and 2 coming back. That is a very big problem, because you have individuals who are trying to get to the border post and get home and spend as much time as they can with the negative results that they have, or that certificate that they have, but they don't end up spending the time that they need to, and the money that they would have spent, which is quite a lot for some of the people who pass here, doesn't bring back the value that they were hoping that it would give them in terms of the quality and the amount of time that they would spend with their families in Zimbabwe. We do also understand that there are also allegations that people are starting to realize that they can buy these certificates. We have spoken to a number of people that say that they know people who have bought these certificates. I believe the lowest amount for a test certificate or a test process for that certificate is about 850, which is quite a lot for some of these people, considering the year that we've had globally. Now we understand that there are some people who are buying or selling them for about 200 rand. So a very tempting option for some people who find them quite expensive.
Yeah, there we go. And that's our reporter, Hitekani Magwedze. We're going to keep checking with him as time goes. And as you've heard him say, he is going to go to the Beitbridge Border post. And that's where we're going to see the traffic chock-a-blocked from South Africa to Zimbabwe, and I imagine vice versa.